And so the next session is about a newly funded program, which surprisingly carries the name IHES. So that cannot be a coincidence. And I would like to turn it to Dalibor as the chair of the session to explain to the audience how that could happen.
Yeah, well, my many greetings from Palacký University, Olomouc, Czech Republic. Obviously, I would like to, or it would be quite good to answer your question throughout our presentation. So we are going to present to you something that you have already mentioned. It will be me and obviously a very good colleague of mine, Marina from Rovira University, Spain. Now I'm going to try to share the screen, and obviously the first 10 minutes, in the first 10 minutes, I'll try to describe the general aspect of the whole project, and then the coming 10 minutes, obviously, will be given to Marina, and she will continue. We have just one presentation, so let me please share the screen. Can you see it?
Yes, fine, no problem.
Perfect, thank you. So looking at my watch, let me start. So as you can see, yes, our presentation is about the project which was approved. It's Erasmus KA2 project referring to strategic partnerships. Our target groups are obviously university and our networks, then obviously social actors and their networks, and finally regional governments from both Czech Republic and Spain. Now, I'm starting as usual with the basic question, why us? Palacký University is the coordinating university. Obviously, we're not alone. We have our partners. That's something I'm going to describe in the coming slide. But a few words about us. We're a university which is research-oriented university with roughly 24,000 students, out of which 4,500 students are international students. We are a comprehensive university, the second oldest in the country from the 16th century. And internationalization, if you take a look at various rankings, internationalization is our key advantage, if I may put this way. It's the strongest element in all those measured aspects of universities, obviously on our account. As I have put into my slide, the university in the recent years has been constantly undergoing various kinds of international monitorings, evaluations, trainings, and that's on the one hand, obviously it's pretty challenging and difficult, but on the other hand, it's a unique opportunity for getting in touch with very up-to-date ideas, recommendations. So all of these monitorings, either international or national or arranged by the Ministry here of Education, provide us with a nice pool of very interesting incentives. And as you can see, I put some of those achievements that we have achieved so far, and possibly this is something like an indicator that we're on the right track. It would be quite useful to speak about European University Alliances. In this year, we got there. We are the member of Aurora, European University Alliance. We're very strong in credit mobility and mobility, which is seen one of the most crucial tools for internationalization at our university. And strategic partnerships. This is something that is of high importance for us. So altogether, I would say this internationalization has been building, and all of these, the whole conceptuality, all the circumstances, they have been participating in building strong teams. And this is something that I see crucial, internationalized team, the team which is so typical for its progressive character, active, engaged approaches to reality, enthusiasm, and at the same time, this is something that needs to be somehow underlined. It's the quality culture. I believe that universities, which are per se international, should equal quality culture. And here we might have then the answer for what internationalization of higher education, university internationalization can bring to societies. As I mentioned, we're not alone. The university, my university, Palacký University Olomouc, we have more than 1,000 contracted partners in more than 100 countries of the world. But in this particular project, we're together with the partner organizations that you can see in the slide. And here I would stress the role of our partner university, generally partner university, Rovira University, with which we are also the members of the mentioned European University Alliance. So it's really interesting that small things matter, and small things can be and usually are also parts of those larger elements. And in addition, we do have also in our project associate partners. What do we aim at? Sharing the knowledge. Which knowledge? Knowledge coming from the already mentioned variety of partners, university partners, NGOs, regional partners, and other players, players from the real society. The project has been also trying to focus on getting into a contact with wider public, going beyond. So once again, the whole project is not just about universities, but it's a nice conglomeration of various bodies, and I believe that we are going to be successful with this. Reaching outside the higher education community, dealing with the real real challenges, and COVID-19, that's so typical for this year 2020. It's everywhere, and that's the reality we need to cope with. And I believe that the universities do have that advantage of capitalizing on this. And one of the most important issues that you can see at the bottom of this slide is regional labs. Within the project, we have 5 intellectual outputs, and the intellectual output number 3 is about setting up the labs, regional labs. One here in the Czech Republic, in our region, the Olomouc region. We are just co-leaders in this activity. That's why I believe Marina will say more words about this, because Rovira University is the leader in this. And that's why I should say that the first lab is going to be set up in Spain, in Catalonia. So these 2 labs, these 2 regional labs, seem to be the most important and crucial elements of the project that we are just presenting to you. And with the project, we are addressing the following crucial objectives or aspects of social inclusion. Being universities, obviously internationalization at home, this is something that is very considerable for every university, integrating international students and staff with the community, in the community, with the general public, and also bringing this internationalization to the community so that the community can benefit from that. In our case, Palacký University Olomouc is the largest employer, not just in the city of Olomouc, but also in the region. We employ more than 4,000 employees. So we do have, I believe that we do have a very nice potential. And the role of the project is to show the way. And everything needs to be done, obviously, on measuring assessments. And this is something that the other intellectual outputs are going to deal with. Innovation, yes, bringing together different players representing different units, different institutions. I have already mentioned NGOs, besides us, universities, and the regional governments, so important. We're at the beginning of the project period, so we hope for the best in this respect. And again, just to strengthen the most important elements, two elements, which are very important for me personally, and I believe also for the other players, the two labs, and also the common rationale that we are going to use and also to get through this project. So these are those two key aspects that the project is hopefully going to bring. Now, if you don't mind, I am just coming to my 10th minute. So I would like to give the floor to Marina so that she can, or she could, present her half while concentrating on the mentioned regional labs and our mutually fruit-bringing collaboration between Palacký and Rovira University. Marina, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dalibor. I'm hoping, if you can go back in the presentation, Dalibor. Yes, thank you very much. I'm hoping I'm going to be using just a short time so that we can have more time for interaction later. This slide is just to show you where we are. Universitat Rovira i Virgili is in the southern Catalonia, just below Barcelona. It's a comprehensive and young university. It's middle-sized, approximately about 14,000 students, and it's research intensive. Here you can see it used to be a Roman settlement, so we are a UNESCO heritage site. Welcome to visit us after this COVID madness. Can we go into the next slide? The strategy behind IHES at the URV is not new. We've had this office for commitment with the territory, commitment with the region. That's how the office is called, the social commitment to the region. And we've had for a long time this mission to go into the region, to act in smaller places. We are a multi-campus university. We're based in Tarragona mainly, but also Reus, Vila-seca, Tortosa, and El Vendrell. But apart from these campuses, we have a lot of activities that are happening throughout the region. We call that extensive campus. These are cultural activities, presentations, exhibits, all sorts of activities to reach out to everyone. So that inclusive nature has been there for a very long time. Within our third mission, we developed the international strategy in parallel to our third mission in 2009. That was the first time that we were seriously developing that link, or putting it on paper, basically, that link to the region, because it's a university that was born already from those strong ties with the region, but also with this international outlook. This internationalization strategic plan already said, hand in hand with the territory, to go internationally. So it's like we are helping each other in this international quest. But we also have to admit that there's a lot still to be done. We've done some things right. And now, thanks to the project, we believe that we're going to have a leap into the right direction. Here you can see in the bottom of the slide, those 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. That's part of our international vision, the newest international vision of the university, which was approved just this summer. And if you can see on the third area is society. So we're going to be focusing on society quite a bit. It's the first time that it has such a prominent place, though it was already there. Then we go into the next one. Thank you very much. The regional lab. Here you have, and I invite you to just go further, some of the activities that we've identified already as part of this regional lab. The two labs will mirror themselves. So basically, yes, we are leading this, this work package, this intellectual output. And we're going to be focusing on all these areas. SMILE program, for instance, is a program of English and foreign languages in schools of the region. And that program has been working for a very long time at our university. That is already international per se. It's our international students, our incoming students, that sign in to that program and then go into those schools to give oral English lessons, sometimes French, sometimes German, but mostly English. That has been working very well. We have a very strong partnership with the local schools for that to take place. The students get a wonderful experience in the field. And we're planning to keep doing that and reproducing that model as well in Olomouc. Erasmus experience in high school, that's something new that we thought of when we were conceiving this program. And it's okay, we're doing these language courses, but what about the experience, the cultural experience? How can we bring that into those schools, make students at early ages aware of the importance of going abroad, of living this experience, of understanding other cultures? So we're going to be implementing that. Presentations and workshops for society at large are these extensive campus that I was mentioning that were already taking place, but maybe they didn't have so much present the international approach and the international element as of, you know, the output that we want to reach society with. The University Seniors Program is already working, but again, without that international look that we're going to give it now. International Sustainability Program and Solidarity programs are very old programs at our universities. They have amazing initiatives, but now, again, we're going to give them something extra, that international look. Solidarity program, I have to say, they've already done an amazing job in that way, but we're probably going to learn and communicate all those areas of the university a lot closer. The sports program, having that kind of international element to it as well, and making it more aware. Maybe there's been some international students participating in those sports activities already, but we haven't visualized it. We haven't made it easy for them. We haven't made our own students learn from that, and not our own students, but also society at large. And the international service learning as well. Now, all this was already working except for the Erasmus experience, right? Great, but what is new? The new part is that it's a lab. It's a lab, we're going to be implementing all this, we're going to be measuring all this, we're going to be keeping track of this. We're going to be learning from this, and we're going to be exporting this. We're going to be counting on our regional governments to make sure that other universities and other actors in our regions know about this and are able to collaborate more, understand it, understand the benefit of this internationalization for society. The fact that we have two in two different regions will help us compare, will help us understand what is in play in implementing all of these actions. The international approach, that is the new thing, because a lot of these things were already happening, some of them in a very local way. And then the training and awareness. We're going to train our people who are in the field to implement all this. So that training and awareness will raise the level of awareness of our institutions in internationalization throughout. And I know my time is up. We hope that after this project, we're going to go widely. We're going to show the world and all of other institutions what we've taken from it, what we've learned, and hopefully ways that other institutions can follow suit. That's it for me. I think Dalibor has something to add.
Yes, obviously we're just at the beginning, and that's our advantage. So I would say that it would, once there's somebody out there who is interested in the topic or who has been already carrying out similar projects, topics, we would be more than happy to receive an email, greeting, whatever kind of piece of information. And we'll be more than happy to, let's say, enlarge our network of participants. So once, again, once there's somebody who is interested in the topic, please let us know, get in touch with us, and we'll elaborate the project further on. That would be probably enough as far as our presentation is concerned. At least at the bottom, you can see our contact information. So in advance, we are more than pleased to receive anything, and would be more than happy to respond to your questions, either today or later.
Thanks very much to Marina and Dalibor, and please stay on with your camera, etc. So again, it's the time for the attendees. If you feel that you want to know something, have a question or also a comment, please use the Q&A function. I have one, which I am particular. I mean, I was really intrigued when we, when we discussed the setup by two aspects. I wanted to get your opinion on it. The one is the mixture of partners we have there. That we have in two regions, a university and the regional government, because I think that is still rather unusual in Erasmus projects, but then also with LLP, the player who has dozens of NGOs included, with the S group, a large network of universities, with AKA, a very experienced organization on a very high level. So we, in a certain way, we have, it looks like the network has the opportunity to find out what society really needs, implement and test. That's the second part, the lab aspect, not just doing it. What for you, I mean, is also you with your large experience in EU projects, what for you makes this somehow different from what you did before?
Well, I'm not quite sure whether Marina is ready with the answer. If she is, the floor is yours. If not, I'm ready to say at least 3-4 words.
Go ahead, and I can compliment.
Okay, what I have in mind with respect to this project is 2 words: promising, very promising, and very challenging on the other hand. Both of us, we are directors of international departments, central international departments at our universities. So I think that particularly this initial period, these first 6 months, are going to be very decisive for the coming 2.5 years, since that promising is really nice, but that challenging is really crossing the boundaries, going beyond, reaching different institutions, probably with different background. So again, I think that this project is very innovative. That's what I would say. Marina?
Let me add to that, the fact that, yes, I think this communion with the regional governments is not as common, but I think it is part of what we want to make happen. I mean, if we are talking about the regions, we cannot do it just alone, right? And having the regional governments on board is part of the message and part of the hopeful success of the project. They have a very interesting role of supporting, accompanying, and disseminating. That role is extremely important, but also the role of the other partners that you've mentioned, associations, network. It just shows that we're all ready for this change. It shows we all want to be part of understanding better what internationalization of society means. And these associations and these networks want to be part of the action, want to be part of understanding it and finding solutions and finding ways to address this. So we would definitely not be at the same level without them. We could be doing the labs, we could be even having that link to the governments, but without these strong associations in the field, we would be missing that reaching the world part that I think is so important.
And one more word just to conclude. I think that particularly in this period, this COVID-19 period, which has opened so many extremist and weird and strange and difficult sides of human societies in the community, in the cities, in the regions, nationally speaking. I think that our project can be really successful because of these circumstances we are in.
Thank you very much. I have now, we only have 3 minutes left. We have 2 questions. I would suggest the second question from Maria Norton is something that is probably the easiest if Marina could answer in typing, because then also the answer can be seen to everybody, because that would have been something I would also have liked to discuss with you. She asks about the international service learning. You said now that you answer it live.
I'm sorry, I'm new to
I think you still have the chance to say
no.
You don't? It's gone?
I don't.
No, you can still go under answered
yes,
and
yes,
answer it,
yes.
so that's fine. But
that.
I would like to point the one which Liz Moffat comes up with, and that is, thank you for a great presentation. How do you intend to measure the impact of the project? And there's also the chance that I answer that if you want.
Yes, maybe you would be the best one to answer that. I mean, we have so far identified indicators on how many people we want to reach, how are we going to be targeting them, what are the actions, how many activities, how many people targeted, and we will develop some sort of survey to find out whether what we are trying to do is actually reaching the target audience. But I'm passing it on to the expert in impact, Uwe.
No, yeah. I mean, I always say anybody who considers himself an expert in impact should not be taken seriously, because impact is super difficult to measure. But I think what we can say is we made a lot of experience in the SUKTI project already on checking on impact, on using different levels of measuring. One of the things we for sure will apply is the openness factor from the Big Five inventory, because that is a very, very, very good and very reliable way of measuring a change in personality over time. We will use some other of the measures that were already tested, but we will also have a look, because impact, the more complex the group or audience for impact is, the more difficult it will become to measure it. But I just invite you very much to follow on with that, and just keep an eye out on what is happening there.